You are listening to Power FM. This is 365 Power FM. Don't turn off your radio. You are listening to Power FM. This is 365 Power. Don't turn off your radio. You are listening to Power FM. This is 365 Power FM. Don't turn off your radio. You are listening to Power FM. This is 365 Power FM. Don't turn off your radio. You are listening to Power FM. This is 365 Power FM. Don't turn off your radio. You are listening to Power FM. This is 365 Power FM. Don't turn off your radio. You are listening to Power FM. This is 365 Power FM. Don't turn off your radio. You are listening to Power FM. This is 365 Power FM.
Right, good afternoon. Good afternoon. This is Power 365 FM coming to you live from Felele Ibadan. And this is the local news at 2 p.m. My name is Olamide Adeniji. And these are the major headlines. National Assembly passes student loan bill. CJN to receive 5.3 million naira. Supreme Court justices 4.2 million naira monthly. Owners of properties on Circular Road corridor will be compensated, or your government. Importers of dairy products can now access forex exchange CBN. Now the news info. But before we go on, please don't forget that you can join us on all streaming platforms, on Streamer and on Radio Garden. You could also download our app on www.power365fm.com. You could also follow us on Facebook on all social media platforms, including Facebook at Power365FM, on Instagram at Power365_FM, and on Twitter at PowerOnline365. The Senate and House of Representatives on Wednesdays passed the Student Loans Access to Higher Education Act, Repeal and Reenactment Bill 2024. In the Senate, the passage followed the consideration of a report of the Committee on Tertiary Institutions and Tertiary Education Trust Fund, TET Fund, presented by the Chairman and Senator representing Katsina South, Muhammad Muntari. President Bola Tinubu had last week written the Senate and the House of Representatives seeking the repeal of the Student Loan Access to Higher Education Bill and to enact a new one. The new act will enhance the implementation of the Higher Education Student Loan Scheme by addressing challenges related to the management structure of the Nigerian Education Loan Fund, applicant eligibility, requirements, loan purpose, funding sources, and disbursement and repayment procedure. This is still Power 365 FM. You're listening to Power 365 FM, coming to you live from the city of Ibadan. We are on number 2 Felele Road, Ibadan. The House of Representatives on Wednesday passed the bill for upward review of salaries and allowances and fringe benefits for judicial office holders across the country through third reading. The bill seeks to amend certain political, public, and judicial office holders' salaries and allowances, Act Number 6, 2002, as amended by deleting Section 2B, Part 2 of the schedule to the Act and any other provisions relating to judicial office holders. The bill, when signed into law by President President Bola Tinubu is to take effect from January 1, 2024. Part 1 of the schedule showed that the Chief Justice of Nigeria is entitled to 1,121,884.83 kobo monthly salary. He is also entitled to 4,263,162 naira 35 kobo monthly regular allowances. He is also entitled to non-regular allowances of 6,731,308 naira 98 kobo leave allowance when applicable, and 142,500 naira duty tour allowances per night, $2,000 Ester code per night, 80,775,707 naira severance gratuity after successful completion of tenure, and 53,850,471 naira as motor vehicle loan to be repaid before expiration of tenure, while professional development assistance is to be paid from the National Judicial Commission pool. Meanwhile, back in Oyo State, the Oyo State government has assured owners of properties that fall within the 500-meter radius corridor on the ongoing circular road that they would be compensated, relocated, or integrated as the situation applies. Commissioner for Lands, Housing and Urban Development, Mr. Williams Akinfunmilayo, who disclosed this in a chat with newsmen, said the affected buildings are between 50 and 55. Akinfunmilayo stated that those affected were duly notified through radio jingles and some other measures in conformity with the laid-down principles as required by the law. He said there is no iota of truth in the submission of the owners of the affected buildings that they were not duly notified, arguing that the demolition exercise, which commenced 10 days ago, is being carried out after enumeration. This is still Power 365 FM Ibadan, coming to you live from Ibadan, from Fele, Ibadan. Now, from the CBN, the Central Bank of Nigeria has lifted forex restrictions on the importation of milk and dairy products in the country in a move aimed at price cut. This is contained in a circular dated March 12 and sent to all banks. The CBN's directive to banks means that importers can now access foreign exchange at official Nigerian Autonomous Foreign Exchange Market (NAFEM) for transactions related to milk and dairy products. This is expected to have far-reaching implications for the dairy industry, which may lead to increased competition, improved availability of dairy products, and enhanced market access. And that ends the news at 2 p.m. Thank you for listening. Once again, these are the headlines. National Assembly passes student loan bill. CJN to receive 5.3 million naira. Supreme Court judges 4.21 million naira monthly. Owners of properties on circular road corridor will be compensated, or your government. Importers of dairy products can now access FBN for exchange CBN. Don't forget to follow us on all our social media handles. On Facebook at Power365FM, on Instagram at Power365_FM, on Twitter at PowerOnline365, and on YouTube at Power365FM. Do have a blessed day. Thank you.
You are listening to Power FM. This is 365 Power